Hi there, welcome to this presentation on leaving cert melody composition. It is a presentation on various ways to modify the given phrase in the melody question. What is modification? When we modify a phrase, we make a minor variation of it, so the character of the phrase remains the same, but it is not an exact copy. What gives a phrase its character is its general shape, the harmonic structure underpinning it, any melodic features it has, and any rhythmic features it has. The ways we can modification should happen in the first two bars of a phrase. The last two bars of the A1 phrase or the A2 phrase have different tasks to perform. So maintaining the general direction of a phrase, but using different notes to travel the journey is one way. Maintaining the chord structure, or making small variations in it, like for example replacing chord 4 with chord 2, is a way. Adding in or removing non-structural notes, like passing or auxiliary notes, is a third way. Making minor changes to the rhythm is another way. Raising or lowering the overall pitch of the phrase while maintaining the shape is a last way. What you need to do first is to analyze the harmonic structure of the given phrase. Keep it simple, using the least chords possible that work. Once the chords have been decided, the melody then can be divided into either harmony, bones, or structural notes, or added non-harmony notes. Some added notes, passing and auxiliary or other added notes, can be taken out or added in as appropriate. With regard to the rhythm, adding or removing non-harmony notes will necessitate small changes in the rhythm, but the rhythm can be modified independently of any changes in pitch as well. So here's an example. First of all, we have an A phrase, and the first thing we need to do is to work out a chord scheme for this phrase as such. Chord of D for the whole of bar 1, chord of G and A in the second bar, chord of D and B minor in the third bar, and an imperfect cadence using E minor to A in the fourth bar. Now if we add or remove some non-harmony notes to make a simple modification, so for example in the first bar we could take out the G passing note between the F sharp and A, we could take out the C sharp passing note at the end of the bar and leave the auxiliary note E, and now we have a modification of the first bar. Here the suggestion is that the gap between the B and the F sharp is filled out with passing notes. Modifying the rhythm, obviously in the previous screen the rhythm had to be modified by the change in pitch, but if we take the structural notes and some added notes and change the rhythm, here there's also suggested change to the harmony in bar 2, because it now seems to suggest the chord of B minor. We have introduced a syncopated idea on the second half of bar 1. We've taken out the passing note, and we've taken out the other passing note here at the end of the bar. Here in bar 2 we've taken out the A quaver and turned it to a dot and dash, dot, crotchet and quaver, and at the end of bar 2 we've taken out the dot and dash and just left it as two crotchets. There's the suggested harmony to underpin that. Still the chord of D under bar 1, still the chord of A at the end of bar 2, but B minor is now the suggested chord for the beginning of bar 2. Now, changing the overall pitch, there's a number of ways of doing this. The first one is to take a similar shape in our tune, but the overall pitch has been raised in this example. This heightens the tension, which would make it good for an A2 phrase, bringing us towards the end of the piece. So here, instead of starting on F sharp and working our way up through D and E, we've started on A and worked our way up, going up to the high A, still maintaining the chord of D in this bar, and then the shape coming downwards as in the original phrase but at a higher pitch. Again, suggests a change of harmony. At this point D in the first bar and E minor here in the beginning of the second bar and A at the end of the bar. The other common way to change the overall pitch is to invert the shape of the given phrase while maintaining the rhythm pattern, or indeed changing the rhythm pattern. The original phrase started on low F sharp and worked its way up before coming back down. Here we start on high F sharp, we work our way down. This second half of the bar, the shape is maintained at a lower pitch, and in bar 2 it's down low and starts to go up, which is an inversion of the given phrase. Again, suggest a change of harmony in the second bar. Chord of D under the first bar, but now the chord of B minor under the first half of bar 2, and the chord of G under the second half of bar 2. Now these last two are more complex modifications. Only use them when you have mastered the simple ones. Good luck.